Now, what in the carnival is going on here? Seriously, what the heck is going on? So, some of you may remember a couple days ago, I told all of you a story about a woman that urinated on herself over in the casino. Well, not only do I have an update on that particular situation slash correction, as I've gotten some more information and talking to the woman herself straight from the horse's mouth, would you believe it if I told you that it happened again, and this time it was a man? Unfortunately for this particular news story, which by the way I do have receipts for in the form of some small video footage, as well as accounts from the wife of the husband that not only urinated on himself, according to her, he also allegedly urinated off of the top deck from the railing, and she allowed me to take some pictures of her injuries. It does look like there may potentially and possibly be some negligence on Carnival's end, as well as some domestic violence. By the way, before we sail into this honestly unbelievable and horrific story, just to give all of you a quick logistics update and general update, I am currently back in Seattle, Washington. This cruise has concluded, and I gotta say, this has been by far one of the most interesting, or actually the most interesting cruise I have ever sailed on. And the review I'm gonna put up is, well, it'll be up in 2 days. Just know that I'm a little disappointed when it comes to the Carnival Luminosa. I'll be home for a whopping 4 days before I go on, I guess, what's going to be the real ship I should be excited for, the Venecia over in New York. It's going to be crazy. I will have a review up in 2 days' time. And also go check out my other channel, Jay the Nomad, because I do have vlogs coming up of my adventures of Alaska. So this is where it all started. The Sunset Bar located on deck 10 towards the aft of the ship. All of this, of course, according to the wife of the man that, like I said, not only urinated over in this area by the bar, but directly in front of me, the railing here, he also peed off of the ship as well. Now, at first, there were rumors circulating before I talked to the wife, as well as the technically, I guess, would be the daughter-in-law. Well, she's dating the son of the wife and the husband, so I guess she's just the girlfriend of their son. But either way, all of this happened, I want to say, early afternoonish from what they told me. They were over here, and this man was just drinking and drinking and drinking away. And at first, out of nowhere, after he got a little too drunk and intoxicated, he had to urinate, and I guess the bathroom was a little too far from him, so he decided to urinate off of the railing. And nobody seemed to really say much about it, even though, according to the wife, which, by the way, let's be clear here, the wife seemed a little intoxicated. This also came from the girlfriend, though, that he was just drunk, pees off of the railing, and then goes and sits back down. And then about 45 minutes to an hour later, he then urinates on himself right in front of the bartender. The bartender cuts him off, says he can't drink anymore. Get this. Not around the ship. The bartender, again, this is all alleged because this is what came out of the wife's mouth and the girlfriend's mouth. They said that he was cut off from only drinking at this bar, not the entire ship. And they said if he wants to drink at this bar again, he has to drink 2 non-alcoholic beverages. So apparently he allegedly got a Gatorade from the bar, and I didn't know they sell Gatorade over here, but a Gatorade and a water, and he ended up just coming back and drinking. When he came back here to drink a little bit more, the wife and the girlfriend took him to his room to go change after he, well, peed on himself, and just like that, they thought he was going to rest and it would be the end of the story. But oh no, he comes back out after he's been changed and starts drinking again, wandering around the ship. Directly behind me is a lounging slash smoking area. A lot of people were gathering over there as we went to our last port of call. Well, I shouldn't say port of call. Get this, we had something known as a Jones Act stop. We only stopped because we had to stop in a foreign port, but very interesting. Either way, getting to the story, we had the situation where this man would come back over to this area, and this is where, of course, all the rumors started running wild, people started talking, and he was just kind of pacing back and forth, like coming back over to this bar and then walking back down the other way, and then a lot of people were just, again, talking about what the heck was going on, because this man, he looked like he could barely even stand. He was stumbling and kind of mumbling to himself all over the place, and came over, we saw him over there smoking a cigarette, could barely even hold the cigarette, and I end up leaving, right? I go downstairs, run into some subscribers, and as I'm talking, I see this man walk past me. As you can see in the video here, this is the man. Like, he was kind of moving a little slow all over the place, and I thought that that would be the end of it. Allegedly, he went back downstairs to change his shirt because he had got something on it or something like that. Comes back out again, and that's where things get a little bit more interesting. Lo and behold, while all the rumors and talk was circulating, enters the wife and the girlfriend right in that area just below me and basically down below here. I'm on deck 11 now. All this happened on a deck 9, so like 2 decks down. Wife enters the chat. She makes her introductions with everybody, and of course, me being me, I'm curious. I'm a people watcher. At that time I was already invested. And I asked, I said, can you tell me what's going on? And she goes, yeah, you're the blogger, right? She's like, you know what? Yeah, I don't care. As long as you don't mention my name, we can talk about this. I'll tell you everything. She told me the whole story. And allegedly, she's saying that her husband was not cut off from the entire bar or all the bars at the ship because he has money. Apparently, he spent like $25,000 over at the casino, and for that reason, they're not going to go ahead and cut him off. She also told me that this man is an a-hole and he likes men and all this stuff. Like I said, she was clearly also, well, she had a little bit of the drinky. Meanwhile, I'm talking to the girlfriend, and a lot of this, she is kind of corroborating the story, saying that all of this is indeed true. Next thing you know, we see security all over the place, and she told me she had gone down to security for some other matters. I've then come find out that, again, allegedly there was some domestic violence stuff going on. I have some pictures I want to show you guys in a second here. But security shows up. We see the husband kind of stumble by again, and they come to take away the wife and the girlfriend. The wife was a little angry. She was asking what in the hell was going on, and they take her anyway. Didn't take the husband. He was still able to roam around free, clearly intoxicated. I was curious, so why didn't y'all just take the whole set? What's going on? Very strange. However, about 30 minutes later, some more security shows up. They find the man walking down over more toward the aft of the ship, and they take him away as well. Believe it or not, while at the buffet on deck 9, I would run into the wife and the girlfriend just an hour later. And I would ask them what the heck happened, because it was a pretty big deal when security came up there. They told me that it wasn't about the intoxicated husband. It was not even about the domestic violence situation, which I'll show you guys, like I said, in a second. It was because the husband called security on his wife and technically, I guess, again, daughter-in-law. Like I said, I think it's his girlfriend or fiance. They gave me a couple different, they mentioned it, but either way, it's the girlfriend of their son. But the security was called by the husband because allegedly he's saying that his wife stole his phone or took his phone from him. So security was now going over to the room to go check out all of their luggage in order to find this man's phone. After that, she showed me, she rolled up her sleeves, and I'll show you guys right now. Hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize or strike me on this one, but this is what she showed me. She allowed me to take these pictures, and she was saying that, well, this is happening, but of course, he's a good man. I hate to say it, but all of that jargon that we typically do here when it comes to domestic violence. She did go over and tell Carnival about the situation, but the reason that this didn't escalate further is because she says she doesn't want to press charges. Now, I will say this, guys, right now, because that is just about the end of this story, at least how it wraps up. If any of you out there, whether you be a man or a woman, are dealing with domestic violence, I'm telling you right now, 9 times out of 10, it only worsens. And if you do not get out of the situation, call the police or handle it, get the proper authorities involved, well, you are setting yourself up for something to potentially get a lot worse. Before we comment further on this situation, let's mosey on over to the situation that took place just a couple days ago. I know a lot of you guys saw the video because it has gone like semi-mini viral about the woman that I told you allegedly urinated on herself at the casino and then was kicked out. I ended up speaking to that woman because we were over in near the buffet area and we were all just talking, and out of nowhere she goes, yeah, that's me. Now, I had met her before this situation. I didn't know it was her when it came to the story, right? And I asked her what happened. She said, well, first of all, I can't confirm it, but I don't think I urinated on myself at the casino. However, I was escorted out by some friends of mine to the room, and when I got there, it's either on the way there or in the room that I urinated on myself. However, she was also saying that when it came to her being intoxicated, she said it wasn't her trying to drink too much or max out that limit. You know, if you get the Cheers package, 15 drink maximum. She wasn't trying to, well, get her money's worth, as a lot of people call it, or see it as a challenge. Believe it or not, you also can get your money's worth with like 6 or 7 drinks, I believe, something like that financially, to make it worth your while. But nevertheless, she is saying that she wasn't drinking too much. She's on some medication, and she didn't know that she couldn't drink alcohol while on said medication, so that ended up being the story. Now that I got that cleared up, here is the takeaway from this situation with the man and the wife and the domestic situation. I say all the time here on this channel, and this is why I put these videos out. Yes, let's be honest, some of it can be entertaining at times, some of it can be horrific, embarrassing, but I do believe there is always a lesson to be learned. I tell you guys all the time, do not cruise with people that you do not have, I want to say, a pretty good to perfect relationship with. A cruise is not the way for you to hopefully try to mend whatever difficulties and situations you have with your significant other. You guys are going to drink, you're going to be stuck with each other for the most part, confined to a space, a giant tin can on a ship. Well, I don't want to say tin can. Ships are beautiful in their own right, except for this one has a, well, it was supposed to be refurbished. They lied to us, I think. Anyway, just don't be on cruise ships with people that you are arguing with all the time, or you can't have a legitimate civil conversation. If you guys are going through something like, in this case, a domestic violence situation, why don't you first of all contact the authorities and do not take a cruise with those people? It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, I am going to wrap this video up. Of course, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. And in the event this video goes super major viral, notice I said alleged when it comes to a lot of this, because, well, again, it was the wife that was indeed intoxicated, and I did hear from the girlfriend, but I do believe, like I said, regardless of the situation, and from what I have seen, it just was a bad scenario either way, and, well, we should avoid this at all costs when it comes to cruising, because I think everybody should experience cruising and just travel in general and enjoy themselves, educate themselves, and live a good life, and eat all kinds of cookies and cakes and enjoy the festivities, guys. Of course, hit that like button. Go subscribe to my other channel, Jay the Nomad. I will be in the air when this video is posted, as well as my other one. I'm going to set the timer up. Hopefully it goes out in time. And, well, you guys watch it. And, yeah, I'll see you later. Take it easy.